My name is Daniel Kariuki. I'm from Upande Limited. And, today I'm going to take you through the eTIMS and ERPNext integration. So personally, I'm a developer who started working at with Frappe and ERPNext about 2 years ago. And my experience with Frappe and ERPNext has been awesome so far, and even has assisted me to venture into areas that seems harder because I think with Frappe everything becomes a little bit easier. So the eTIMS compliance is about the compliance with our tax revenue, our revenue authority, sorry, and in line with the Frappe's philosophy that we use less code, and that has enabled us and empowered our development and also rapid development of other APIs. Let's say the M-Pesa APIs, they have been made possible by the use of Frappe, which makes things easier. So, the eTIMS stands for Electronic Tax Invoice Management Systems, which is offered by KRA. It was introduced so that businesses can transact their tax details with KRA using the eTIMS servers, which will simplify their work. So the next question we came to ask is, why did we decide to integrate maybe ERPNext with eTIMS and maybe not any other system? So the first thing is that ERPNext has a growing community, which we see a good future in, and it's good to give them these resources so that also we keep the community growing. Also, there's the laws and regulations which we must abide by, because the Revenue Authority had also decided that everyone should comply with the electronic tax and also transacting and providing their invoice details with the Revenue Authority. The other thing is that we do offer the secure and efficient transaction of the tax invoice details with the Revenue Authority from ERPNext. And also, Frappe is quite flexible and compatible with other systems. That made it easier for us to look into this integration instead of other systems. Also, is to entice more people use ERPNext, because as I've heard praises, ERPNext is one of the best, if not the best, ERP system we have so far. So when using ERPNext, you decide that maybe if you had heard of Odoo, SAP, but then you come to learn about ERPNext, then you realize that all your solutions you need in this one system. And you don't need to go to other systems like Odoo, where you get maybe packages of certain systems. You can't get a system as a whole. So the features that we have in eTIMS are like device, the TIS device verification. TIS stands for Trader Invoicing System. In this case, the Trader Invoicing System will be our ERP, because we are doing the sales and purchases with it. Then there is also management of code information. The code information is usually used by the KRA, because they usually code most of their things so that they are generic to most of the systems. Instead of using maybe full names for certain categories of items, they have a code for that. Also, it's used to manage the item information. This is the information that is in ERPNext or the TIS, and also in the eTIMS server. So there might be changes in the item, and you need those changes to reflect in both servers. Then there's the branch information, how you manage your users, how you manage your insurance, and also how maybe you manage your invoices, your notices that you get from KRA, because they keep updating with notices regarding compliance, regarding certain acts that have changed. So apart from that, there is also the tracking of stock, and sales and purchase management. So in total, the eTIMS has around 20 APIs, and we have successfully been able to work with all of them and integrate them to ERPNext. So the next thing I'll look at is the complexity. How complex is it? How hard is it? So as said before, using Frappe makes things easier. So you find that you can be able to automate things with Frappe. There are defaults for things. They are linking between different doc types, and with that you can reduce the input by the user, because now the user who has been using ERPNext and they have now integrated with the eTIMS, and now they need to also feed the details about the eTIMS because they're not quite similar with the ERPNext ones. You find that the system through automation can reduce that effort for the user. Also, there is the use of ready-made resources. ERPNext has the sales module, the purchase module, tax components that we can use instead of creating our own. So it's just changing a few things here and there. There's also data accuracy, which means that this data will be more accurate than the data that is maybe imported by the user. And also, everything becomes easy for the user because with this integration, one of the things that we have looked at is for the user who was using ERPNext, they won't feel like they have been added something, they need to add more data or anything like that. So they will be transacting like usually, but now the automation and the eTIMS will be doing the invoicing of the tax invoicing management on the background. So this is a sales invoice which has eTIMS information on it. So as you can see, there is a eTIMS information section where there are details for maybe for posting or receiving data from eTIMS. And the good thing that with this eTIMS information guide, the section, you don't have to input any data here. So the data will be collected from the different fields that you fill, because I've said eTIMS usually works with code. So like for the first field where we have the sales type code, it's just meaning what kind of sale are you doing. Is it maybe a return? So with the sales invoice that is being done, you can already know that, and you can do something you can customize that so that the system picks the code for that and the user don't have to input it. So the user inputs nothing on this side, and then the invoice, or the invoice that is generated is on the right side, where below we have the eTIMS information. There is internal data, there's the receipt signature, control unit date time, and a QR code for the receipt that was produced by eTIMS. So the benefits that we have set to bring back from this integration include the simplified decision making, because users used to have maybe two systems. You have the invoicing system and you have your eTIMS, where you get your eTIMS data, and then you have to combine the data, maybe get someone to manually do that. So when making decisions, then you usually have maybe to wait for some people to maybe finish on this. So, but the moment you're using eTIMS, then when you are done with the invoice, everything is there. The data from eTIMS comes to the invoice, and then any decisions that need to be made can be made then. Also, there is increased productivity in the sense that the people who would have been matching this data and doing it manually now can focus on other things that can bring productivity to the establishment. Also, there is data accuracy, meaning that the data comes from the eTIMS server, and you don't have to rely on third-party people who are filling the data, and there might be a very high chance of errors. Also, there is better customer service because also the invoice partly also captures the customer. So if a customer is also a fellow business and they want to capture their invoice details, when you do the sales for to them, then the information is also captured there, and they get a receipt with the information from eTIMS. Also, purchase can be done that way. So the people who are selling give the customers such a nice experience. Then there is also saving on costs, costs that would be used maybe to get another machine to be communicating with eTIMS as the other machine only does sales. And also there is the increased adoption of ERPNext, which we hope this will happen because I don't want to repeat this, but again, ERPNext and Frappe, they are the best ERP systems that I have come across. So we do have a certificate for user acceptance from eTIMS that's showing that our integration is okay, just to awaiting final reviews, and it can be used. And also it will be part of other integrations that come with Frappe, and people can do more with it. So that's it from my side. Thank you. Yeah, so any questions? Okay, so for import items, mostly they are managed also by the eTIMS. So for what you do as a business who has purchased things from outside, what you do is pull data from eTIMS for the import items that you have. So you will pull the data, and they will maybe process the data, convert your currency to Kenyan shillings. So it usually comes with the amount, maybe with Kenyan shillings, and also there is the invoice amount in the original currency which you purchased with.